All right. What is up, everybody? Today, I have my client, Georgina, here, who is an amazing nurse boss, entrepreneur, business owner, many things, but she came to our program and did some really cool stuff in a few months, and I wanted to share her results and also just more about her because she's great. So, Georgie, tell us who you are, who you help, how long you've been doing this, and let us know more about you.
Yeah, I am a registered nurse. I have my master's in nursing. I honestly was a burnt out nurse. I had been doing bedside for about 6 years. I worked the pandemic for 2 years, and during that pandemic, I had gained 40 pounds, just stopped taking care of my health. I started drinking a lot, eating a lot of unhealthy food, chugging energy drinks, not drinking water, not sleeping, just doing all the things that we teach our clients not to do. And I sought out a online health coach on Instagram. He ended up being a bodybuilder, and in 4 months, I had a whole health transformation, but it was really difficult because the transformation that I had wasn't ideal for a registered nurse working 12-hour shifts. And so the nurse entrepreneur that I am, I started reaching out to some other online health coaches, some certified personal trainers, registered dietitians, and I kind of put together a little mini team that would cater to more nurses like me. And so I left bedside nursing to pursue online nurse health coaching. And that business did pretty well for a year until I kind of hit a plateau where I was burnt out with online nurse health coaching. I was seeing probably 30, at one point 40 clients online, and I just couldn't do it by myself. And that's when I saw you on Instagram, and you said that you can help us find online health coaches, find LinkedIn type clients. So I figured I would be better able to take care of myself if I was able to attract more less clients, but give them like a more premium offer.
For sure. So yeah, what was your biggest challenge? Like, I know you said you were burnt out, and why did you decide to join? Like, kind of what was that shift where you were like, there has to be a better way?
Yeah, so nurses aren't like, we don't do sales. I think the hardest part for me was every time I met with a nurse online, I was giving them discounts. So I was devaluing my offer. Even though after speaking to you, my offer was already a good offer and a good rate. You actually made me triple my offer. And we added more things to it, obviously, but it was really hard to do sales with nurses. But during your program, it didn't feel so salesy because I actually moved from like a one call offer to a 2-call offer. So that was something that really helped me, where on that first call we had more of, it was just a conversation, and I told them like right off the bat, like, hey, I'm not going to sell you anything, I'm just here to learn more about you.
For sure. And what happened in the time that we kind of got this going? Like, what did you generate with fewer clients? Like,
Yeah, so I was able to generate a little over 20,000 in the 4 months that I was in your program. And I want to say I had 1/4 of the clients with that. So
yeah,
yeah.
it's just cool because, a lot of people are working really, really hard and not really, really smart. And I think you're obviously a testament to someone who's capable of a lot. And I think what I notice in our clients is like all of our clients are very smart people. Like,
Mm.
you don't need me necessarily. You came in and you just refined what you were doing because you're the kind of person who, no matter what you do, you will succeed, right? Like, I know you're capable and you're intelligent. It's just that a lot of our clients, they will burn themselves out and run into the ground before they come to us. And they come here, it's like you're just shifting it to where you're taking care of yourself. And I think the online fitness market is shifting where more people want better quality offers and working with coaches who are going to take the time to understand them. And I think that's a big shift that's happening in the space where they've worked with a lot of like lower ticket coaches and they weren't given the time and attention they needed. And so
Yeah.
the same thing with your clients. I'm sure even your belief, you're like, oh, nurses aren't going to pay this, and you generated more revenue from fewer clients than you ever had. And that was a really cool thing to see because you did that with a very short amount of time. And so ultimately it's just crazy because a lot of people are doing it the hard way. And I think that if you started to shift to a more premium model with fewer clients, A, you get better results for people because you're able to spend more time serving them. B, those people are actually less naggy clients. They're just a better clientele typically because they're not looking for as much motivation and handholding. They're looking for a plan and strategy. And so it's kind of win-win across the board. I guess kind of going back, how is that challenge like impacting you from like an energy standpoint or a motivation standpoint for you when you weren't working with the more premium side? Like, what was that burnout like for you?
Yeah, so I guess the burnout was a lot of guilt that I had because I had so many clients and I felt like I wasn't able to give them that one-on-one that we are talking about now. Like now with my clients, I do weekly 1 hour calls and I don't feel guilty. I have that time. They get to know me more. I get to know them more. You're right. I don't have to answer so many questions throughout the week because during that 1 hour call, we get so much done. And so with my other clients, with my other offer, the lower ticket offer, I felt guilt that there was so many of them and I wasn't able to get back to questions as fast, or I wasn't able to set up those longer calls with everyone because there just wasn't as much time in the day.
For sure. Well, yeah, I think it's just interesting. It's cool to see like what's possible and more of a shift in business model, right? Because once again, you're already a smart entrepreneur. You're a very driven person, and I know you can achieve anything you set your mind to. But there are a lot of people just like you out there who need to work smarter because you're the kind of person who will do anything it takes to achieve your goals. And if you're building something that's really unsustainable and challenging for you, it's going to drain you energetically, and you could be putting that energy in other places to be even better. So it was just cool to see you do that. And obviously, you just have the right personality type. Not to take away from anything that you're capable of alone. Like I truly think that the people who come to our program, they don't need us. We shift their priorities and we help them become better to where they can do more with less effort. And so when it comes down to it, it's just kind of it's being able to recognize when you have a problem that is holding you back from being even greater. I think it's not because you're not capable, but it's more of a shift in perspective that I think a lot of people need, realizing that there's just a better way. So yeah, what would you say to somebody in a similar position who was wanting to go the online coaching route and getting the kind of support? I guess what's your experience been with our coaching and support? Do you feel like we've delivered, or how do you feel about that?
Yeah, definitely. I felt super supported throughout this whole program. I think one of the best things that you told me was to like outwork your client, and I felt like you were always there for me. Even during weeks where I was super stressed out because not only was I doing online coaching, but working on a healthcare technology app at the same time. And I was trying to dabble with both, and you were always there for me. So, and I took that with me. Like after you said that, I was like, I need to work harder than all of my clients. And I did see their results like 3 times what, their results were amazing. And sometimes some of my clients shocked me, and that made me really happy as a coach. So yeah, I think that for anyone who is looking for a coach, I would definitely recommend finding someone who is where you want to be. And I felt like I stayed true to that during my journey in health coaching, because in the beginning, I did find someone who was offering a low ticket offer because that's what I thought I needed. And then I found you when I realized I needed a higher ticket offer, and you delivered. So I definitely would recommend finding someone who's where you want to be. And yeah, just make sure that there's a synergy there with the coach to client, because that was everything. And Jeremy on your team was also amazing. Both of you guys were.
Yeah, I think that, kind of go back to what you said about like outworking your client. And I think what that means is show up for people, right? I think when you're able to charge a premium price, like there's an element of connection and support that you give people that is a little bit more enhanced by that experience. And I just believe that's really important, because it's kind of like leadership is showing up in a way that somebody basically doesn't have to. It's like you're anticipating someone's needs, right? And so when you're a leader and you're showing up for your clients or your team or whoever it is, there's no business that's just passive income. And I think that's a dream people have, unless you're going to do like more of a longer term like app like you're going to do in the future, and I'm sure we'll do really well overall. But it requires an immense amount of like long-term vision, right, which will pay out. But for people who are starting out, who are on the coaching service side, who don't plan on doing that, there's no such thing, I think, in terms of coaching as passive income. You need to show up for people and provide that sense of connection and drive. Not saying you have to motivate people, but when you show up prepared and helping people see through their own stuff, they're going to feel like they need to take more action in relation to the way you treat them. And I really feel like it creates a powerful emotional like driver for people to actually do more work without it being more stuff you give them necessarily. So yeah, it was really cool to see that. And obviously, you know, I think you're right. Having the chemistry and compatibility with your coach to where you have the same values is really, really important, because now you feel like that more goes to culture and connection and just enjoying the process, because you don't want to be a part of communities where you don't feel understood or seen. And so, yeah, I think it's a cool mix to see. And I just want to say, yeah, thanks for showing up the way you did. There's a lot of, I know you'll crush it. I mean, guys, she has a ton of stuff she's doing. She has a company called Healthcare Strong. And so she's developing this app. It's going to be really, really cool. And so she is a multifaceted entrepreneur. There's a lot that she's going to do. This is just one piece of it. And so if she can come in here and do this while she's doing those things, if you're just a coach and you really want to do this well, you know, look at her as an example. Anything is possible. You have to just be willing to put in the work and be consistent. And so, yeah, just want to say thank you for hopping on.
Thank you.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you guys. If you guys have any questions, reach out.